So what do you need to create art? When I began, I was sort of shrouded in doubt, but I was driven by desire. And I really wanted to make art, but I really wanted it to be good. And so whatever I did, I was constantly looking for evidence that it was good, or evidence that it wasn't, because I didn't know whether I could make good art. Now that I've gone through the process, and now I'm quite confident in making art, I'm thinking back and I'm looking back at what were the things that I needed in order to get from that point where I was insecure, full of self-doubt, looking for, didn't know what I needed, but desperately wanted to make good art, to the point now where I'm quite confident, and I'm still learning, but I'm a much more confident artist than I was then. So how did I get from there to here, and what do you need? That's what I'm going to talk about now. We need to have a wealth of ideas, a wealth of creative ideas. We need these creative ideas just to be in complete flow. At certain times of our lives, this happens more easily. But we need to be able to come up with creative ideas. How do we come up with creative ideas? We come up with ideas by being involved in our work, because the ideas come from the work. It's a circular motion. The work happens, it creates ideas, the ideas lead to more work. That leads to more ideas, and it's just a sort of a revolving thing. Once you take away the art, or you remove yourself from the art, the ideas might still come, but they're not being developed, and they're not being driven by that sort of momentum. You need to be able to pivot and problem solve. So you can work through your ideas, and you can develop them into something that is complete and finished and ready to be presented to the world, I guess. And you have to be able to develop your ideas so that you don't just stay in one place producing one thing for the rest of your life. You're not sort of a factory. But I think problem solving and being able to pivot is also something that we as humans are all born with being able to do. Otherwise we wouldn't have evolved as we have. So we can all tick that box. We all know how to do that. We need to be resilient. Most art, I don't think, comes easily. It comes with work, and it comes with an accumulation of knowledge and mastery of skills and knowledge of techniques. It comes with being curious and being willing to take risks. You don't just sit down, an idea pops into your head and you produce a masterpiece. I defy any artist to tell me that that's how their art is produced. It comes with an accumulation of work. So you have to be resilient. You have to create 100 paintings to produce perhaps 10 really good ones. Your good work will perhaps come later. So the resilience that you need so much more of it at the beginning. And it's at the beginning that people needing this resilience, they don't see the return on their investment in time and effort and all the rest of it. They make the presumption that because they're not seeing the results, that they're not good enough, that they don't have talent, and therefore they give up. But it's not actually talent that they need, it's resilience. And especially in those early years, that's something that can be learnt, and it's a muscle that can be exercised and made stronger. We need to be self-aware. We need to be able to feel, and we need to be able to recognize our feelings, and we need to be able to trust them in order to really hone in on making our own sort of authentic art. And this is another thing that happens in the early days, is that you often make art to try and please other people because you're looking for approval. You're looking for that sort of approval from others, that assurance that you are able to do this, that you're good, that you can make good art. If you want to make truly authentic art, you are creating to an audience of one, and that's yourself. So only you can make your art. In order to do that, you have to really be tuned into what you do love and trust your own instincts. So we need to be self-aware. We need to be able to trust our instincts and follow our own path. The other thing that we need in order to become an artist and to make really good art is we need time. It needs a period of time for momentum to build and ideas to develop and skills for you to get mastery of skills and techniques and know your media and all that sort of stuff. So that takes time. But you need regular time to keep the ball rolling, because if you fall away from it and you're only, sitting down at your art table once a month, that momentum just isn't a continuum, and it doesn't build and grow. So getting to the table and staying at the table is really important. And as women, this is more difficult because we're often the caregivers. We're often the ones who are looking after young children, looking after elderly parents, looking after families, looking after partners, doing all that sort of stuff. All those other life demands come in and can stifle or take away the time that we're allowed to prioritise to our art. So at some point in your life, you have to take a stand and you have to say, I prioritise this, and I might be prioritising it over housework. I might be prioritising it over doing the garden. I'm speaking from experience here. You've just got to prioritise it and allow and devote some time to it, regular time, almost daily time. It doesn't have to be daily, but there has to be a continuum of time. So those are the 5 skills you need to make art. I don't believe that you actually need to have proven talent. I think that you can develop talent, curiosity, problem solving, resilience, self-awareness and time. I think those are the ingredients that you need. So once you have all those, if you've got those things in your arsenal, you can be an artist and you can create good art. The other thing you need to do is you need to master some skills and get very familiar and knowledgeable about your process, the media that you're using, ideas around design and colour. Those skills can all be acquired, but the sooner you acquire them, the quicker you will see really good results coming your way. And I think the quickest way to do that, get that mastery in those things, is to look to the people who have that knowledge. See if you can get that knowledge off them through courses, books, videos, whatever. But that's where you'll fast track the process. So don't look for talent, just think about those 5 things that I mentioned before. That's where your success lies. Those are the skills that you need.